Hey there everyone, and welcome to another video. Now, I know I already made a video today about ShiftOS stuff and community stuff, but I wanted to make this video to sort of have a wave of nostalgia from like over half a year ago to when ShiftOS actually died and was announced dead, and Project Plex, which is now Peacenet, came to be. So, this is a YouTube channel called Bring Back ShiftOS, and you can see it has the ShiftOS 1.x logo, and in the featured channels section right here, which is simply called the channel we want back, has the old 1.x ShiftOS channel, and of course this is no, I don't want to hear it. Don't go away. Wait, what? Oh, it's the 0.0.8 dev preview. Thank God it wasn't one of my videos. That would have been a really dumb move on Phil's part, because I told him to get rid of all of them. Anyway, so this is a channel, and let's explore it, I guess. So, this is of course the homepage. They don't have a banner, so they haven't put a lot of effort into the artwork here. They basically stole assets from us. No discussion about nothing, just a few links, or to flag them, or to message them, and stuff like that. Handles, and then it's just us, or what we used to be. Playlists, nothing, so this is all. There's obviously nothing going on here. There's one video. I have never actually fully watched this video. Let's watch it. We are the Bring Back ShiftOS Raiders. Someone's been using Movie Maker. We demand a revival of the ShiftOS game. Sorry guys, you're not getting that. If you refuse, then a raid of the Discord will happen. So be wise about your choices, Phil and me. By this point in the game, Philip Adams was already long gone from development of ShiftOS. So, that was a few wasted keystrokes. And again, someone's been using Movie Maker. Now, if this is just a die-hard fan who really wants ShiftOS, well, I'm sorry, buddy, you're not gonna get it at all. Now, it actually appears that I'm definitely signed into YouTube. It actually appears that comments are not loading, and I don't see any errors saying that they're disabled or anything. I've got likes and dislikes on here. We've got the view count. So, I guess my internet's probably just being bad, but I do remember commenting on this video, just not watching it fully. But clearly I didn't need to watch it fully because there's nothing in it. But I do want to take this video to talk about something related to fans and stuff like that. Of ShiftOS, of Peacenet, of really anything. Now, I'm gonna end up paraphrasing Louis Rossmann. If you don't know who he is, he does motherboard repair videos and stuff like that. And he's a really cool guy, and he also does rants about business and stuff like that. And you should check him out. I can't remember what video it was, and I'll see if I can find it. If I can, I will link it in the description. But he was talking about Apple and their many flaws, and he was also bringing up fans and fanboys. Now, what we're seeing here, I'm not certain, but I'm thinking this is either a really die-hard fan that really wants ShiftOS back, or a troll. If it's a troll, then it doesn't matter. We never got raided anyway, and we're not going to. If it's a diehard fan, I'm going to say this right now. You are not a fan of ShiftOS. Alright? Here's why. Because there are two types of people that tend to like a project or a company. There's a fan, and there's a fanboy. And there's a big difference. A fanboy is someone who will always praise a company or a product, no matter how bad it is, no matter how many times that company or product has screwed the person over, no matter how many times they've been ripped off. It's just all hunky-dory, part of life. The product's still good. A fanboy is the type of person you would see in a YouTube comment section that calls someone fat and stupid and tells them to kill themselves because they don't like the same product that the fanboy likes. A fanboy is the type of person that sees a product die for a very good reason and makes a video threatening to raid the company's Discord server. A fan, on the other hand, is... Let's go to the Watercolor Games website here. And we'll go to Games. The Peacenet. If you haven't been to this website, this is basically the main spot for the Peacenet. You can download it, you can read about it, you can see all the videos I've made about it, stuff like that. Let's go to the itch.io page for it. You get even more info of the game. And down here there's a bug report. And I'm going to try my best to read it. But it says, Peacenet is working really well, but I have a 720p monitor and it runs in 1080p, and things are not fitting on my screen. Let's click on this. Again, my internet's being kind of slow, so it's gonna take a while to load. Okay, maybe not. Let's invert the color so I can read it. No, you don't need Windows. We'll zoom in so I can read it. Now, I'm going to excuse the fact that the English isn't really that great because it's not his or her first language, and that's understandable. Even I suck at English sometimes, and that's my native language. So, let's read this. Hello, developer of Watercolor Games. Thanks for fixing the administrative rights bug, or administrative privileges bug on Peacenet. Now, if you don't know what that bug is, it's basically a bug of the CPU percentage, and if you don't have admin rights on your computer, or you're not in the admin group, the game will crash trying to read from the Windows registry to get the CPU percentage of the system. So we fixed that bug. And he's thanking us for it. But he says, I have a problem running Peacenet in 720p. Actually, in 1366 by 768 pixels. That's sort of 720p, not really. Still 16 by 9, it's a little higher resolution than 720p. Most laptops from like years ago have it. Some monitors probably have it. My school laptop has it. So it's an okay resolution. It's typical. It's common. It's not really that good, but it's common. So we should support it. And he says, everything on Peacenet is really big. If I run Sentient Tries Out mission, I have trouble in write, save, open, and delete a text document task. That really disturbs me to run Peacenet. And the problem is I'm not sure if it's the text editor or an objective text getting cut off, or something getting cut off is not good. And he's having something on the screen get cut off because things are not scaling properly to his resolution, and his game's it doesn't know how to deal with it. So that's a bug, it's a problem, and he's bringing it up, and he's explaining the problem, and he's explaining that he can't afford a 1080p monitor to play the game because he doesn't have enough money to afford it, which is okay. I didn't have enough money for dual monitors or an RGB keyboard or a 1050 Ti or any of the stuff I have. I basically had to do that all through Christmas. And hoping like heck Santa brings me the gifts I need for my development environment to make my life easier. So I understand that. There's not really a way he can fix the problem. It's up to us. However, this guy's a true fan, because instead of saying everything's fine, everything's working as fine, it doesn't really work that well, but it's fine, there's no problem here, the product's still awesome, and instead of getting mad at people who have problems with the game simply because they don't like it, or they're having problems with the game, or they're criticizing it to try to help us out, he actually criticizes us to help us out. He gives us constructive feedback about how the game is running on his system, what's wrong with it, and why he can't really fix it. And I replied. And I was very sincere, and I explained that we already know the bug, we know exactly what's causing it, we know the theory of how to fix it. We just haven't come up with a good implementation yet, and that's why you haven't seen the fix in the game yet. We won't get into specific details, but we are planning a fix. It's coming. I can't tell you when because we don't know when, but we plan to get it done before the game hits alpha. And yeah, that post really made my day when I saw it after my week break from development. This guy's a true fan. However, we go back to YouTube. Not sure how far back I'm gonna have to go. No, that's... yeah, that's what we want. If we go back to this video, this guy not accepting the fact that ShiftOS is... it's not alive anymore, it's not being developed, and that we're working on a new game, and threatening to raid our Discord server over it. Keep in mind, he never actually did, it was all talk. We did not revive ShiftOS after seeing this video. That's not a true fan, that is a fanboy. And I really don't like fanboys in my community. And it took me watching that one Louis Rossmann video to figure that out. That the type of people who really, really love the project and have nothing bad to say about it whatsoever, despite there actually being a problem, and the people who go out of their way to attack people who are just reporting a bug, or who are just trying to improve the project, or the team behind the development of the project. They're not fans. They're fanboys. And you don't want them in your project's community. You want the people who will criticize you, who will open bug reports, who will say exactly what is wrong with your project. And those are fans. Because them saying what's wrong with your project, them reporting a bug that you haven't found, or even one that you have found and you're trying to fix and it's just not fixed yet, those are the types of feedback that will make your project a success. Those are the types of things, or feedback, that will tell you how your game is doing. It'll tell you if your code is working properly for other people, other than just you in the development environment with all these debug tools to make it work. They will tell you how well the game functions at a user experience standpoint. It'll tell you how well the tutorial is being accepted, how well the game teaches the player how to play. It'll tell you how fun the game is. It'll tell you all these different things that you're not going to get from a fanboy. You're only going to get that from someone who actually cares about the project enough to beat it down. Now, there is a difference between a fan and a dick. Alright, excuse my language. A fan will criticize your project, and if you're not getting any clear info from them and you ask them flat out, how can I improve it? They'll respond, and they'll have something relevant to say, because they care about the project, they know there's a problem, and they want to help you fix it. They want to help you be aware of it so that you can fix it, and the project can be better for everyone. A dick, on the other hand, will look at every little mistake you make in the project, or every little personal mistake you make, and they will follow you forever for it. And they will continue to bash and beat you, and when you ask them flat out, how can I improve? They won't tell you how to improve. They'll just insult you more and more. That is a dick. And those are the types of people who will mislead you, or mislead people into knowing things about you that aren't actually factual. Those are the type of people who will go onto a wiki, like the Bits and Bytes wiki, for this general community, this general network of people who came from Philip Adams' community. Those are the type of people who will edit the page, abuse their editing rights because they're a staff member, and they will say that your current project is the one that's actually failed and dead and not your current project, for the sake of misleading people into thinking differently about you. They're the types of people who will lie about who you are, what you're about, what you're working on, and they're the types of people who will try their absolute best to bring you down. Those are the dicks. So there's a very easy way to tell if you're dealing with a dick or a genuine fan who's giving you constructive criticism. Ask them flat out, how can I improve? What can I do to make things better? If they give you an honest answer, they're a fan. If they call you fat and stupid and say you have no life, they're a dick. And ban them. Get rid of them. You don't need them. And if you're seeing someone who's constantly praising your project, even though literally everyone else is reporting a bug, and that person is getting mad at everyone who's giving constructive criticism, they're a fanboy. So, take what they say with a grain of salt. Your game may actually have a problem, and that's good, because you can fix it, and you can learn from it, and you won't have that problem in a future product. Without rambling too much more, what I have said proves why Peacenet as a little more focused than ShiftOS, and is developed slower. Because we have these game-breaking bugs, like the one that was reported on itch.io earlier. We have these types of performance issues that cause the game to run on 10 FPS on a 1060, on an GTX 1060 and an i7 6700K, meanwhile it runs at 60 in my development environment as a debug build on an A10 7700K at 3.4 GHz and an NVIDIA 1050 Ti, which is an entry-level card. We have those types of flaws in the storyline that don't really make sense, like why is Philip Adams in the Peacenet, in the world of Peacenet, when you have to be a sentient AI modeled after a dead person to be in there? How is Philip Adams making an OS first-timer video as part of a side mission in the game? Now, I'm not removing that because there's actually going to be a point in the storyline, because the game does take place in the future. I'm not going to spoil anything. There's always going to be a story behind the side missions, somehow, that'll relate to the main storyline of the game. Again, not going to spoil anything, though. But we have these types of flaws that we have to deal with, and they've been pointed out to us, if we haven't been made aware of them by our own common sense. In ShiftOS, we didn't really have that, and if we did, we were ignoring it because we were so focused on what all the fanboys were saying, and what all the dicks were saying, instead of what the actual fans were saying. I gotta hand it out to Cameron from Bits and Bytes, because for a while I thought he was a very mean-spirited person. However, he's just brutally honest. That's his personality, and that's fine. But people like him, although they may come off as like a douchebag when you look at it at face value, they are the people who actually want to help you. Because when you ask Cameron, how can I improve? Yeah, he may say, I don't like your game because I just don't like the type of game that you're making. It's just not my type of project. And I'm not going to ever play it because I just don't like those types of games. He'll still tell you the difference between a fanboy, a fan, and a dick. And he'll tell you that even though he doesn't like your game, he does feel that someone constantly bashing you for no reason is because they don't like your game, and they don't like you as a person, and they don't actually give you any feedback. He'll tell you those types of people are freaking awful. And that's what happened today after I posted the video of the misinformation about ShiftOS and Peacenet. Let's just say the author of that wiki, completely unintended on my part, got a lot of backlash from the Bits and Bytes staff, from the watercolor games community. I'm not going to say you guys were really being the best, calling him out for all that stuff, but this is not the first time he's done that. He had it coming. I'm not going to encourage it, but, you know, people who call those kinds of people out, they're actually fans. The people who call out a bug reporter, they're fanboys. People who call out you just because you had made one little mistake in a typo in a game storyline, or you encrypted a password instead of hashing it, and it was a hobby project and nobody's data actually got stolen because nobody actually played the game. Or maybe you posted a picture of yourself and then they took it and they photoshopped it onto the body of Adolf Hitler and photoshopped ShiftOS logos on top of not the Nazi swastikas. Those types of people, they're just obsessive assholes, and you don't need to take them seriously. Anyway, I'm done rambling. This is my final video for the night. I'll see you guys in the next video. I plan to get back into programming the game. I've been taking a week's break because of stress with school and some personal stuff. I'm not going to go into detail. It's mostly dealt with. But yeah. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for listening to this video, because I know it was quite ranty and I kept on going off on tangents, but I'm good to go. And I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.